Okay, so you wake up one day and you realize it's like really cold out, and you wonder to yourself, how am I gonna fish? Well, this is a little kind of in-guide tutorial that might help you out with something like that. So I've only been fishing consistently for about a year, but I've been fishing for a good chunk of my life. And I really haven't attempted cold weather fishing. It's usually only been a spring, summer, maybe into early fall kind of thing. And this is something that I've kind of gathered through a little bit of experience, although not much, and what's kind of worked for me, especially in the colder weather. So it does require some setup and a little bit of change of plans, especially if you fish a certain type of water, but it can be done and it can also be fun. So when you're doing this, there's a couple of things you need to keep in mind. First thing is that live bait is going to be better than lures. It just kind of makes sense, and I'll tell you why. So live bait has a smell to it, has movement, and it's also just generally more attractive to the fish, in most cases of my experience, than lures, especially just in the wintertime. You can use anything from worms, grubs, whatever is most easily accessible. For me, all it took was a quick trip down to Petco and picked up some worms right here for about $8.
The daily vlog channel.
For 18, 1017, 1029, 1125. It's a bit better. Let's do this one for 1125. From 1125. You might also have to buy the live bait, especially in the wintertime. It's kind of hard to find stuff because usually in the wintertime the worms, they will go deeper into the ground, and just flipping rocks usually won't present anything. The next thing that I'm gonna have to change is where you're gonna be fishing. So most of my summer and spring as well, I usually fish ponds and larger bodies of water. And unless you're ice fishing or something along the lines of that, especially in the wintertime, you're gonna have to change up that strategy, because that water is either gonna freeze or the fish are gonna move from the shallower parts to the really deep parts of the lake, which are usually in the middle, which could be inaccessible unless you have a kayak. So this is for more of the beginners who don't have access to all that. You're gonna have to change your game plan and find a creek. The reason why I say a creek is because they're easily accessible. You can walk to different points of it, and there's also generally deep pockets that you can fish. So just to recap, live bait, creek, and now let's talk about the rod you gotta use. So the rod that I like to use is my micro rod. It's about 4.5 feet, and it's just basically good for dropping that worm in the creek like that. You can use any kind of rod, really doesn't matter, but something with a bit lighter action and more quick action, good quick feel usually works a bit better because you can feel it. Usually what you're gonna be catching in the winter are smaller fish. You may occasionally catch the bigger fish, but you're gonna have to sell for something a bit smaller, especially in the wintertime. What I have with me right here is, here's the rod, neon green line, just because. And the last thing you're gonna need is a little bit of patience. So it is gonna take some time. The fishing is gonna be slower. The fish in the winter have slower metabolism and generally like to go to the deeper pockets of water. So you're just gonna have to be flipping to those deep pockets and just waiting with a bit of a worm on there. And one more point I wanna mention is don't stick in the same spot for too long, because the fish, again, they're slower. If you don't catch one in that spot, you gotta try somewhere else, because they're very unlikely to swim over. You gotta kind of put it where they already are in order to catch it. So we're gonna see if I can catch anything. It's about 3:40, sun sets at 4:30, so I have about close to an hour to fish. We're gonna see if I can catch anything today, or if this video is just gonna be a big waste of time. Regardless, just kind of remember that a bad day of fishing beats a good day of work. And yeah, I'm gonna boot up the GoPro, we're gonna get started. There's a police officer over here. He's been kind of eyeing me down, but hopefully you're allowed to fish here, I'm sure of it. I've seen people fish this spot all the time. So worst case is he yells at me and tells me to stop. This is my creek of choice for the day. It has some deep pockets, deep pocket there, there's one over there, and I think there's one more underneath the bridge. And we're gonna try all three of those and see what we can catch. Again, not gonna be doing too much today, but we're gonna see if we can pull something out. All right, taking this with me, taking my rod, and on here, I just have a very simple, and on my rod, I just have a very simple hook on there. I have a little snap swivel. You don't really need one. You're not really supposed to use one. It kind of ruins the presentation for the fish, but I'm too lazy to take it off. I'm just gonna keep it on. All right, I'm good to go. I got everything I need. Let's get this going. I'm pretty excited here. Let's throw this out back here. And let's go. Make sure my car's locked. That's a big one. You see it right there. So now you're at the creek. And what you're going to notice first is the water levels may be a lot more depleted than usual. And that's normal. It usually happens in the winter. I see it happen a lot. So as you can see here, the water is usually a lot higher here. So we're just looking for the deep pockets, kind of like that. That's not really that deep, so we're going to keep walking here. But there's deeper pockets over here. You can see the water is a lot higher, would be a lot higher. So it's all about just finding that right spot. So the first spot's actually in here. Whoops, just stepped in something. So you're gonna notice here, like, I can't see the bottom, it's murky. This is a good spot, and I can actually see fish swimming around. That's another thing. If you can see the fish swimming around, that's good. I see a lot of creek chubs, a good amount. So that's another sign. You can actually see the fish because the water levels are gonna be lower. So I'm just gonna take it over here and we're gonna throw it in this deep pocket. I know it's deep right here. So I'm gonna set up the camera and we're gonna get casting. So because the fish we're catching are smaller, I want to use a smaller worm. I do not want to use a big worm because they'll just nibble at it and you won't actually catch anything. So what I recommend doing is just cutting the worm up into a small piece. So, and these worms are pretty big. It depends what kind of worms you're buying. I bought some night crawlers just because I wanted my multi-tool so I can get the knife out so I can actually cut it, but we don't really have that with us today. Yeah. So we're gonna have to just cut it up. Just take a small piece of that worm is what we're gonna want. All right, so I'm just gonna cut off maybe right here. It doesn't really matter, you can just kind of eyeball it. That's perfect, that'll do perfect. So put the cap back on that. We don't want them getting out, they will get out. That's a perfect piece of worm, especially for creek chubs or any kind of panfish will eat that up. All right, so, and the way you want to present it is just slide it on there because we use such a small piece, there's blood coming out, that's good. We're just gonna just slide that on there just like that. That's gonna be perfect. There you go. That thing's on there completely. I want to make sure that thing's on there so a worm or a fish can't steal it. And I'm ready to go. I'm good to go here. Hands are all bloodied up, but that's okay. All right, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up kind of close to where it is right here, and I'm looking for spots where the fish would hide. So under here, this tree branch looks like a good idea. So all I'm gonna do is just gonna throw it out like this, and we're gonna see if we can get a fish on. It's all about being patient, right? If I don't get a bite within, 3 to 4 minutes, I'm moving on to the next spot. You can jig it up a little bit if you want. Not really seeing much activity. So again, I'm moving on. I take a couple casts, I move on to the next spot, right? I'm not sticking around for too long. I'm trying to cast where the fish will be. So right here underneath this tree, I'm gonna throw one out on this side now. Just moving to a different spot each time. Once I find that money spot, I can stay there for more time. I can jig it a little bit if I want to. We're just trying to attract this fish over here for a bite. All right, nothing there, so I'm moving on. Even if the spot looks good and you don't get a bite, like, move on. And it's all about just maximizing your casting time, your distance, where you're covering. Right, we're just trying to get a fish on here. Not getting anything just yet, so I'm actually gonna move way over here. I just think they're not over here now. Here's another spot way over to on this side. We'll just try casting over here now. Right, there's no wrong way to do it. You just gotta keep trying different spots and get lucky. Now I saw activity over here by this shallower area, so I am gonna throw over here. Maybe we can get something. Oh, I see them, they're all running. They're really small. Throw it right there, see if anything comes over that. Let's try another spot. So I'm just looking right here. I'm looking, hey, maybe this is a spot right here. I look, it's really shallow. I don't see really any activity. There's actually ice forming here. I do see a couple mini guys right there swimming around, but nothing big enough that would actually want to bite. But we do see activity, which is good. That means there's fish in here and they're still alive, but nothing that I could use. So that just means we keep walking and trying different spots. One nice thing about fishing in the wintertime is that the greenery doesn't like block the creek. So you can actually see the bends a bit better, and maybe you can find a deeper pocket a bit better than if there was that. And there's also no bugs and stuff like that. So there are its benefits, but it doesn't really help out with the digging part, unfortunately. This spot has had trout in the past, it's had creek chubs, but it's been notorious, especially for me, for being on and off, especially in the warmer months. So it's worth a shot. Just walking over here. All right, here's the second spot. This spot's way deeper than the first one, and there's bigger fish in here. So kind of be in my A game here. Let's see if we can see anything. Just from a first glance, no. I am gonna fish from this rock. This is usually where I fish from. I don't see any activity. I do. I see a couple creek chubs actually. So this is another good spot we can try for. And we're gonna see what we can get. All right. The nice thing about this angle is I can actually see this water is a lot more clear, which is good and bad. It's good because I can see where my bait is, but it's bad because the fish can see me. So got one. Oh, guys, we have one right there. Unfortunately, we lost it. So we know this is an active spot. That was actually a pretty big one too. I'm gonna throw another bit of worm back on, and I'll be right back out there with you guys. There we go, got a whole new worm on there. Whoa, don't fall. And I'm just gonna throw that piece right back down where I had it. Let that thing sink, let that thing sink. All right, cool. And now I'm waiting just for that thing to drop down. It drops down, we set the hook, and we're money. Oh, got one. Oh, it's pretty big too. It's got me. It's underneath this branch. Let's see if we can bring it out. Unless it like got itself caught. It got itself caught. There we go. Yeah. All right, let me tie on again. All right, I'm actually gonna try the last spot now. I think these fish are too small to take the hook. All right, well, I think I had a couple fish biting, but no luck because they're really small. So last spot I'm gonna try. This has the deepest pocket. It is getting dark, so it's about 4:18. I got about 20 minutes left of sunlight before it gets too dark. So I'm gonna hustle over to this spot and try it. I really want to try everywhere. That spot had potential. The only issue with that was, again, size of the fish. You're only gonna catch little guys. Are really gonna be around. So you're gonna have to just be patient with what you get around here. So we're gonna try this third spot. See, we're just hopping each spot. First one I spent about 10. This one I kind of went for 20 because I was getting more reaction. So we have about 10 to 15 minutes of daylight left, good daylight. So I'm gonna head over to this last spot where we're gonna put the rest of the time into. This is the last spot. If you don't remember this, oh, I see a ton of fish. Okay, this is gonna be good. If you don't remember this spot, we filmed our little water video here a while back. So only back in like May. The water levels have dropped a little bit, so I don't know if we are going to catch anything. It actually isn't as deep as I thought it was, but that's okay. I'm going to try to get down here. It's going to be a bit of a challenge. I had boots last time I came down here. Okay. Oh yeah, look how many fish are on here. We're definitely going to get a bite or two. The fish are a lot more active under here. I think the water is warmer. It's gotta be. I see a good 10 to 15 fish just down here. Oh, they're all swarming it. We're gonna get one on here in a minute. It's just a matter of which one's gonna take it. And there we got one on. Oh my god, yeah, they're nibbling on it. They're all attacking the hell out of it. They're all hungry. They're all really tiny though, so I don't really know. Someone's got to take this one. Come on. Got one. There it is, boys. Finally got one. So it's just a matter of finding that right spot. So here we go. It took a while, but this is what you're going to get in the wintertime, unfortunately, are these little guys. Here we go. This guy is a little weird. He's a little oily. This river is not the cleanest, but there we go. And he's going to go off and do his own thing. But like I said, sunfish, bluegill, these guys stay really active in the winter. It's just a matter of finding them. I guarantee I could throw this thing back out. We'll get another one. I see a big one right here. It's just a matter of finding the right pocket. Yeah, they're all just coming after it right now. We're gonna get one on again right here. It's like that, 2 for 2. Just a matter of finding that right spot, finding the fish that are big enough to actually bite. This guy's a little bit bigger. I think this is a bluegill. Last one was a sunfish redbreast. But like I said, once you find that spot, it's not gonna take much effort. All you gotta do is just drop it in there. And there's number 2, just like that. I'll throw him back in there. I'm like, these guys are really active. I can't even keep my thing in the water long enough. They just attack it every time. They just appear out of nowhere, and we're gonna have another. Oh, yeah, God bit that worm. I'm gonna try something different. I know they're all right here. I want to see what's back here. I'm gonna just do a big cast out here, and we'll see if we can get something a bit bigger. Because if there's sunfish and bluegill just sitting there, there might be something a bit bigger out there in the parts. I'm making them swim for it. They're all fighting for it. Got one on right now. Ooh, he took it. It can be fun. I know it's not as fun as bass fishing or whatever, what you got in the summertime, but all right, I'm way out there now. Not quite out in the middle. I wish I could bring my boots out here. I can walk on the side. We'll have one on. It looks like there's only bluegill and sunfish in here. Ooh, I think I see a bass. Oh, what's this? I got it. Whatever it is, I got it. I think it's a creek chub. Yeah, there it is. I sniped a creek chub out of there, guys. Look at that guy. That's a big guy. That might be a river chub. I don't know. I don't know my creek chub that well. I thought it was a bass for a second. That's a healthy creek chub right there. That's a big boy. It's all about finding the spot. So we've caught sunfish, bluegill, creek chub. I guarantee you, if we go out there, it gets a lot deeper. There's probably smallmouth bass out there. You just gotta throw it out in the right spot. So let them go. I don't even have a piece of a worm on. I barely have a worm on. They're still hitting this because it's just cold out. Like they're really active for some odd reason. I don't really know why. The water must be warmer under the bridge. It has to be. So deep pockets, bridge if possible, are great spots to fish. And don't be afraid to use the same worm multiple times. It will work. Just gonna throw it out there. They're still here. They're hungry. I know it. This one does sink a little bit differently, but they're going after it nonetheless. Just like that. Super easy. Another sunfish, I think. Going back. It just takes a little bit more time and a little bit more patience. Oh, no, they're not. They're still here. Oh, there you go. It's a nice one. Yep. Just gotta throw it. Ooh. Oh, gosh. Another one. I didn't stop the video. I keep catching them too quickly. I'm gonna throw this one right here, and they'll hit it as soon as I throw it in there. Yep, and they're all on it just like that. I got one on right here. Ooh, got lucky. I really want to throw it into the deeper parts and see if we can get something a bit bigger. Right here, here it is. This guy's fighting. There we go. This is a big one. That's a big sunfish right there. That might be the biggest one in the pack, or the school of fish, rather. Ooh, look at that guy. I can almost lip you. Come on, let me lip you. I can almost lip that guy. That's a big one. That might be the biggest winter fish I've caught this winter. No joke. All right, I'm gonna go to the other side. I'm really curious. I want to see what's here. So let's take a little trip. I'm just gonna take what I need here. Get the worms, throw them in here. I know I can keep fishing this spot and keep pulling bluegill and sunfish out, but I want to try the other spot on this bridge, just to see like how good the bridge is. Just gonna run across. All right, here we are. I've never been to this part of the creek, so I don't really know what's here. I'm sure there's more spots over here, but I want to try the bridge right down here. So, oh, look, there's a geese. That scared me. He is not happy. That means there's more of them down here. Yeah, the things you see down here, especially in the wintertime, you're gonna see geese up there. All right, I'm gonna try to avoid that. I have a little bit of daylight left. What time is it? So we caught what? I don't even know how many fish. We caught a good amount of fish, and it's gotta be 4:40 at this point, right? Yeah, 4:41. Good. Let's hop back over. It's getting a little dark to see, so if we can get one more and I'm out of here. Fortunately, that geese kind of scared everything away. Oh, we have one on. I got a little bit of worm left. Who wants it? Who wants it? So apparently only this side of the bridge really has fish on it. Oh, got one. There it is. That should be the last one on the day. He should got the rest of that worm. Yep. All right, see you, buddy. All right, it's getting too dark. That geese is really annoying me, so I'm gonna call it a day here. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be a wrap on this video, and I hope that tutorial kind of helped. I know it really wasn't the most, I don't know, informative, especially from someone who's only been fishing for just a little bit of time, but it's kind of what I've had success in my experience, just trial and error, trying different spots, and when you find that spot, it's just gonna be fishing that spot. So yeah, that's all I got, and I'm gonna walk back to my car now. One more thing, if you guys have any constructive criticism, please feel free to leave it. I want to get better at doing this. If you have any winter tips on fishing, feel free to leave them down in the comments. Also wanted to point out, out of that whole day, I used one worm. That's it. So even if you can't buy worms and you happen to find one lying around outside, you're good. If it's a night crawler, if it's about this big, you can use that and still catch a bunch of fish. Still catch a bunch of fish. So that's just a little whatever, public service announcement there.